Hi everyone, and welcome to another car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.CA. Today we have a 1972 Ford Mustang Convertible. So this one's equipped with a 302 cubic inch V8 engine, originally rated at 141 horsepower. It's got an automatic transmission, 3-speed automatic. So this is a really original looking car with the original owners until earlier this year, when a mechanic bought it from the estate, fixed what needed attending to, and now it's time for him to move the car along to the lucky next owner. So a pretty solid looking car, and the one owner pedigree really helps it in my mind. There are, I won't call it an original paint car, there are portions of the car that have been repainted, but a really good looking paint job in a kind of a dark mustard yellow with the black stripe down the side, with tan, I guess I'd call it, interior. A lot of original appointments. None of this dash on the inside's been molested, but we'll get to that in a moment. For now, what I'll do is I'll start up the car and pop the hood. We'll take a look at the engine and a little listen to the exhaust, and then away we go with a tour of the car. Nice easy start there, I would say. So we've got the 302 V8 running. I won't open the door until I need to. These 73 Fords are relentless with that buzzer when the door's open with the car running. So I'll pop the hood right now first, and then we'll take a look. Here comes the buzzer. I'm gonna put the camera on pause. In case anyone thought I had to do a release from the cabin, that was a fib, because the only hood release is right here on the exterior of the hood. So we pop that, and then another one up above, and here we are with a nice spring system. Keep the hood up. So there's a good look at the 302 cubic inch V8 engine. So right around 5 liters in metric. I think technically it's about 45 cubic centimeters, but I could be corrected on that. So let's get a good listen down by the belts. Running pretty nice, nice even idle. Another side of the belts. And a little tour of the engine. There's a Motomaster battery. Shock towers look pretty healthy. Same with the stabilizer bars back to the cowl. And that blue engine, I don't know if we're going to see it with this light, but on the valve cover there it says powered by Ford. Any period appointment that Ford put on its V8s at the time. So we'll close up that hood. Let's give a listen to the exhaust back here. So we got a single exhaust over here on the passenger side with the 302. Sounding like a pretty hot, healthy idle. So we'll cut that engine and we'll take a close look. So just haven't got all the 411 on the paint here, but I can see a bit of a difference in the shade here between fender and hood. Yet this side of the fender is a closer match to the hood. So I'm thinking maybe that hood's been repainted and the fender's just showing signs of sun fading over the years. I'll try to get more information from the owner on that, and we'll get that onto our detailed listing at CollectorCarCanada.CA. I don't have a lot number for this one just yet, so please just go on to CollectorCarCanada.CA. If you search for 1972 Ford Mustang Convertible, you'll find this one. So we got a set of Hercules white wall tires, which suit the car. The tires have good grippy tread. They're a little on the older side. I think I saw a date code on the other side. I can see on this side the 50th week of 2011. But if you look at that rear tire, which is where we'd expect to find wear on this rear drive car, they've got very grippy tread. So I really do like the black stripe down the side. That's a period piece. Certainly, if not factory installed, maybe dealer installed. Mustang badge at the base of the fender here. There are color-coded exterior mirrors on either side. There's a look at what a pre-17 character VIN looked like. And I even noticed that the windshield here is Ford glass. I was impressed by that. But yeah, overall a clean car. We not only have underside photos of this car, we've got a video of this underside of this car. It's probably a minute and a half or 2 minutes long, so you can get a good sense of what this car is like underneath. The condition underneath certainly supports the fine condition of this body that we see right now. I have not seen any rust on this car. I do see some paint upset here. But yeah, another neat Mustang emblem here on the base of the trunk. This would be where fuel goes, here on the rear, and a kind of a dual purpose cap with the Mustang emblem on it. All the way around, we've got the Ford Motor Company caps with trim rings, and the white wall Hercules tires. Same all the way around. I know they're a 14-inch wheel. I believe this tire is a 185/70 14, but let's take a look. Oh, I undersold it. 215/70 R14. So 215s all the way around. Fixed antenna. It's not to worry about a power antenna on an older car. And that iconic look of the first generation Mustang in the center with the hexagonal openings in the grille and the familiar Mustang emblem in front of the red, white, and blue stripe. And that Mustang, if anyone wondered, it's pointing to the left very deliberately. When the 65 Mustang appeared in 1964, the Iacocca was after a certain market, and it was the market of people who are being told to go west, young man. So that's why it looks like it's westbound. So we'll jump into the cabin of the car. Nice tan interior, pretty smart. I would suggest that the front seats have been recovered because they're covered in vinyl throughout. Whereas, oh, I lie. That looked like a cloth to me, but it's also vinyl. So I'll inquire about that finish on these too, because if the front seats are recovered, someone went to the trouble of getting the same pattern and getting those chrome rectangles. If they're round, I'd call them buttons, but those chrome pieces in place to match the rear. So smart looking interior. Before I forget, I'll just mention that the rear seat's got 2 lap belts. And there's that buzzer. We don't need those keys in the ignition, so I think I'll pull them out. So yeah, so there's a all-weather mat here, but that's just protecting a smart looking. So continuing the tour with the interior, power top on this 72 Mustang convertible. There's the switch for it there beside the headlight switch. Hood release, parking brake release, parking brake down there. You can see that brake pedal is labeled disc brake. So the 302 engine is the smaller one compared to the 351. So we've got more basic instrumentation, I suppose, to match. Speedometer up to 120, fuel gauge in the center, and then a cluster of warning lights over here on the left. Cigarette lighter and wiper washers over on this side, matching this side's controls. The original Philco AM radio in place with that fixed antenna I showed you earlier. A little cubby there for storage with a Mustang emblem. And there's a look at the shifter for the 3-speed automatic. And a clock, which is still functioning. I'm really impressed by that. Often these 50-year-old clocks on the domestics are no longer running. Ashtray in there, nice and clean. There are some personal effects in that glove box, so I'll skip it. And the owner's added a water temperature gauge here. That's a control for a vent. So for the feet of the passenger. Manual windows, manual locks. Not too fancy on this 1972 Ford Mustang convertible. And again, another look at that rear seat. There's a rubber mat here, but the same matching carpeted mats as in the front, although that fancy embroidered emblem is not in place on the rear mats, which is pretty normal. Only the lap belts for all 4 passengers with the convertible top. There's nowhere to really anchor a shoulder belt, so it's just a lap belt. So we'll have another walk around the 1972 Ford Mustang convertible here with the 302, and then we'll end up with some closing thoughts on it. So yeah, very presentable car. Not trying to be anything it's not. All right, so that's a good look at the 1972 Ford Mustang Convertible. Again, this Mustang is equipped with a V8 engine, 302 cubic inches, factory rated at 141 horsepower. These engines, however, are pretty easy to work on and modify if the new owner is so inclined. You can get a little more juice out of them. The torque rating is much higher. We'll have that exact rating on the detailed listing, so have a look there for it. 3-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to the rear wheels only. It's got the 14-inch wheels with the Ford Motor Company covers. I'm pretty sure those are original, certainly original style, with the chrome trim rings and the white wall tires, which really suit the car. Give it a period correct look for 1972. So again, thank you for watching. Don't forget also our Collector Car Stories podcast, where we talk to an enthusiast once a week about their car, a car story, or a road trip they might have gone on that we think might be fun for people to hear about. If you're such a person and have something you think we'd benefit from, please contact us. Maybe you can be on a future episode. There's a contact us page on the website, or just email us at admin@CollectorCarCanada.CA. Again, watch for this 1972 Ford Mustang Convertible